About a year ago, something happened to me that still gives me goosebumps when I think about it today. My name's Imram Tak, by the way, and I'm 16 years old. I apologize in advance if my story is a bit freaky. It was like a nightmare for me at the time. You see, it all started one afternoon. I'd been hanging out with my friends in the park, and I knew if I wasn't home in time for dinner, my parents would be upset. I was walking pretty quickly when I caught sight of a strange bearded guy standing behind a tree. I kept looking back at him, and he was just staring at me, almost as if he wanted to say something. Obviously, I ignored him and rushed home. He totally gave me the creeps. I quickly forgot about the guy, and when my parents told me they were heading out for the night and wouldn't be back until the next morning, I was so excited. I could stay up super late and watch movies and order pizza, and no one would bother me. It was going to be great, or so I thought. The minute my parents left, I chose a movie on Netflix, ordered my pizza, and the rest of the night was bliss. I almost thought about calling my friends and telling them to come over for a bit of a party, but then I started feeling sleepy. I went to bed and honestly fell asleep the minute my head hit the pillow. A little later, I woke up and realized that I couldn't move any part of my body except my eyes. I'd heard about this happening to people before. It was called sleep paralysis. I just never imagined it could happen to me. I read how it makes you see strange dark shadows, and sometimes you can even feel a pressure on your chest, like someone is sitting on top of you. I was terrified. I tried my hardest to move, but it was like every muscle in my body was frozen. And just when I thought it couldn't get any worse, I heard the sound of a door opening. I tried to sit up, but I was stuck to the bed. I moved my eyes in the direction of the door, but the room was pitch black, so all I could make out was some kind of figure moving towards me. I wanted to scream so badly, but no sound came out. The figure got closer and closer, and I realized it was a man. He sat on the edge of my bed and turned on my bedside lamp. I was stunned. Here was a complete stranger in my room, just making himself at home. Then I thought maybe I was just having a bad dream. But this was way too vivid. And suddenly it clicked. I'd seen this man before. It was that creepy, bearded man from the street. The one who'd been watching me earlier that afternoon. Oh my gosh, what did he want? Was he here to murder me? So many questions were running through my head, and I felt like my heart was going to explode out of fear. I was staring right at him but couldn't move. Then I tried to roll my body to the right to get away from him, and it worked. I was able to move again. I threw my body off the bed and started running towards the door. I made it to the top of the stairs and was about to sprint down them. Then suddenly I felt a hand on my shoulder. He was too fast. He caught me. I tried to push him away, but he shoved a handkerchief up against my nose. I couldn't breathe, and the next thing I knew, I was falling to the floor. When I woke up, I was shocked. I was in the hospital and my parents were standing next to me. I asked them how I got there and wasn't prepared what they told me. Luckily for me, our neighbor had been outside with his dog when he spotted the weird man entering our house. As soon as he saw him, he called the police. They arrived just in time to catch the guy carrying me and trying to put me into his car. The police immediately arrested him, and when he was questioned, he told them his daughter had died and his wife had left him, and so he was going through a tough spell and just wanted someone to talk to. He'd apparently been watching me for a while and waiting for the right moment to approach me and to talk to me. But then he got desperate, and that's why he tried to kidnap me. At first, no one believed him. But then the police carried out an investigation, and sure enough, he'd really lost his daughter, and his wife was currently filing for a divorce. I know you'll think I'm crazy, but I actually felt really sorry for him. Obviously, what he did was totally wrong, and I was pretty angry at him at first. But then I realized that he didn't need more anger. He needed love and care. The police sent him to a psychiatric clinic where he was treated for his depression. I decided to visit him, and we ended up talking for hours. And you know what? He's actually a nice guy. After getting to know him, I realized he's not a psycho or a freak. He's just lonely. Now, he's in a much better state of mind, and I can tell he's still embarrassed about what he did. He will be released soon, and I really want to have a warm dinner with him and my family. My parents weren't comfortable with the idea at first, but eventually they also came to realize that he never meant me any harm. And he honestly treats me like I'm his real daughter. It's surprising, but sometimes all someone needs is a bit of love and care. I'm just glad his mental health is being sorted out. And as for me, well, I now have a new friend. And I'm happy to report I've had no more sleep paralysis incidents since that scary night.